Good afternoon. Sorry about that. I was detained. Anyways, today, good morning, afternoon, we're going to make gnocchis. These are very easy to make and they're fun to make, especially if you have little kids, which I don't. So I used to, and one thing I learned, when you have a little kid, it's a lot of fun, but you got to be careful because there's flour all over. And I'll be telling you about it later. But we're going to start off with 5 pounds of potatoes. And anyways, we're going to break all these little stems off. We're going to peel them. You want to use potatoes that are soft. They do a better gnocchi, soft potatoes. We're going to start off with 5 pounds. We'll not dice them, but cube them up. We'll boil them till they're done. And then we're going to mash them through the ricer, I believe this thing is called, right here. And we'll show you this in action. And then we'll mix it with the flour and show you how to do it. And they're a lovely, delicious little hunk of dough. Now, my Aunt Angie used to always say when we went out for them, people use too much flour and you can't taste the potato. So we're going to show you how much flour to use, how to incorporate it, so you're not over flouring them and they're going to taste potato-y. These are potato gnocchis, and there's all different versions. That's the version we're going to make today. And I hope you stay with me, and when I get going, we'll be back. Now, I told you, I did buy a lot of potatoes, but don't let the sprouts scare you. You just break them off. If these were in the ground, they'd be growing like crazy now. Well, not here, they won't be growing like crazy. That's how you grow potatoes. If you want to grow potatoes, just cube them, throw them in the ground, and they'll sprout. We break these off, wash them up in the water, clean them. We're going to do 5 pounds, and I'll peel them, and I'll be back to show you. I told you I had a lot of them. See what happens when you get a lot of potatoes? Not to worry though, they ain't bad. Okay, after peeling the potatoes and boiling them, that's about the size that you can see. You put them in the ricer like this. This contraption is the ricer. Really, the longest part about this is peeling the potatoes. Watch how they come out. And when they're soft and cooked, it goes through very easy. And then let me show you what they look like. That's what they'll look like. And when we're done, I'll be back to get you the 5 pounds and the flour. After about 50 years, this ricer has, I think, seen its last day. It's kind of bent in here, and it squishes. I mean, we got it done. And I'm sure you're not going to be able to replace this. It's probably all plastic. And you know what plastic is. But this is what you get out of 5 pounds. I need a bigger ball. So what we're going to do now is a little bit at a time is mix the flour. I'll do it here, then I'll do this. Mix it a little bit at a time, not all at once. And if we had the time on the video, I'd show you, but I'll explain to you. And this is the part where you don't want little children because there's flour all over. Okay. Okay, we're done here. You see they're nice logs. There's no mess. I didn't have little kids helping me, so there's no flour all over. Everything's nice and neat. What you do now is you cut these. They're I guess they're slight sticky. I don't want to say they're not totally sticky. You want them a little bit sticky because you're gonna. It was 2 cups of flour. Probably a cup and a half to mix the 5 pounds of potatoes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slice off. Let me show you here. I didn't prepare totally for this, but you're going to cut off little pieces like that. You see how nice they cut? And then you'll want a little bit of flour down here, and you're going to roll. And you're going to roll, and you're going to roll nice, depending how big you want. It's, you know, your call, obviously, because you're going to be the one doing it. And then once you get them, this is the length of the board. It's about, I don't know how big, but it's a, you know, 1.5 to 2 feet board. Then you make little cuts, and you have nice little balls of pasta. Not pasta, gnocchis. And these are going to be very, very delicious, nice and light. You can feel the texture. You can feel that they're going to be light. You know they're going to be potato-y because you didn't use a lot of flour. And 5 pounds goes a long way. I don't think I'm going to need 5 pounds, so I'll probably have enough gnocchis for a couple weeks. And when you put these in boiling water, they'll sit at the bottom. You put them in the boiling water, and then as they cook, they'll raise to the top. And when they get to the top, they're done. And but you do that on every one of them, and you have little. If you want, you can get these little plastic things you get at the meat market that your meats come in and stuff like that. And they're styrofoam. You can just set them up on this. Like that. You can put them in designs, whatever your little heart desires. And that is the gnocchi. Now some people like to do this with them. As you can see, thoughts are coming into my head as I'm working. A lot of people do this with them. And but that's goffadelis. That's a different type of pasta altogether in our family. Because my grandmother, she made the goffadelis, and she used to say that goffadelis, gnocchis. But then again, it's what you're doing and what you want to call them. This is the No Nothing Cook. Am I in this? This is the No Nothing Cook coming at you with an Italian dish of gnocchis. There's different ways you can cook them. You can cook them in sauce. You can cook them in butter, garlic, and sage. You can use like a butter, garlic, and walnut, olive oil. Well, I always butter and garlic, and extra virgin olive oil. That's the key. When I'm ready to cook these, maybe I'll elaborate more. I want to get done with this and cut this video. We don't want to be too long. I want to thank you for watching. This is the No Nothing Cook about gnocchis. Thank you. Okay, that's about half of the 5 pounds that we made. It was 5 pounds of potatoes and 2 pounds of flour. I ended up using roughly 1.75 pounds. I hope I didn't underuse the flour. They may be a little sticky if I did. Serves me right for not knowing what I'm doing. But they're going to be delicious anyhow. And we didn't use the Idaho potato, brown potatoes. We used red potatoes. Just because I had so much more of them, I wanted to get rid of them. And they were a little bit softer. And you do want to use a softer potato, like an older potato, for gnocchis. And how I know this is the gnocchi queen, when she came home, she tasted it and she says, "Dad, these taste differently. Would you do different?" And I said, "Oh, use a different potato." She says, "Okay, they're going to be delicious anyways." But these will be going into the pan, the pot of boiling water, and we'll show you what it looks like then. Coming up. As they begin to float, they are beginning to become done. They'll start floating differently because they don't, well, it's not like pasta. You can't get them all in at one time. So you have to use this to take them out as they're done, getting done. And put them in a bowl. And then we'll sauce them up, sauce them, plate them, and devour them. I hope. There it is, plated. little Parmesan Reggiano and pepper flakes to boot, and we'll let you know how it tastes.
All right, Tom. Thanks very much for that.
Thanks, Tom.
The gnocchis were delicious. We're back down. Here we are. Got a prop up, belly back, got the pillow under the back. We can't move. This was a keeper. 5 pounds. But I tell you what, 5 pounds, that makes a real lot. But if you cut it down, it's 5 pounds of potatoes, 2 pounds of flour. Take it from there, you could probably go like 2.5 pounds of potatoes and a pound of flour, which will still make enough for a family of 2 or 3, unless you're like Johnny Peas, or then it'll be 1. But I just, very good. Remember, when you boil them, boil hot. Put a little extra salt in the water because there's no salt or anything. It's just flour and potato. So I put a little extra salt in the flour. But delicious. Thank you for watching, and I hope you keep coming back. No Nothing Cook, thanking you.